Greetings, everyone. This is Rockwell Spot Connection with my review of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So, what is The Rise of Skywalker about? I mean, it's Star Wars. Does anything else really need to be said there? I mean, really? So, some quick takes. I thought it was a fitting end to the Skywalker Saga. It does have some plot holes, which admittedly, yes, can be explained away, but they aren't explained away in the movie. So, yeah. But it's still rather enjoyable. And it's probably, I'm inclined to say at this point, it is the best of the sequel trilogy. As for the cast of note, first I will go over the returning cast. We've got the late Carrie Fisher as General Organa, thanks to archival footage from shooting of episodes. I think episodes 7 and 8, though it could just be from episode 8. Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, Daisy Ridley as Rey, John Boyega as Finn, Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron, Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, Domhnall Gleeson as General Hux, Lupita Nyong'o as Maz Kanata, Eunice Suotamo as Chewbacca, Kelly Marie Tran as Rose Tico, Ian McDiarmid as Emperor Palpatine, and Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. We do get some new characters as well. We got Naomi Aki as Yana. She's an ally. Well, I'm going to use the word ally very loosely, though she does become. Though using it loose, by the end of the movie, you can clearly say ally, but an ally of the Resistance, who is discovered hiding from the First Order about halfway through the movie or so. Kara Russell as Zori Bliss, old friend of Poe's from his less than squeaky clean past, which is actually explained in the movie. So, there is that. Richard E. Grant as General Pride, who's yet another high-ranking officer within the First Order. And finally, Dominic Monaghan as Beaumont Kin, who's one of the members of the Resistance, who does get to have a lot of reaction moments. And yeah, they said, "Hey, we got Mary from Lord of the Rings. We're actually gonna, he's not just gonna pop up in a scene and then go away. No, So yeah, they didn't go with that. But, so as spoiler-free a breakdown as I can do, and it's gonna be spoiler-free. So, the opening crawl reveals that the Emperor has issued a broadcast to the entire galaxy, basically announcing that, oh hey, I ain't dead, bitches. The movie itself opens with Kylo Ren making his way to the planet the Emperor is on, and once Ren arrives, the Emperor offers him a fleet of Star Destroyers that he and his followers have been secretly building, known as the Final Order. And they actually look like the old Imperial class Star Destroyers, which, so nice to see. But Ren has to destroy Rey. The Resistance, meanwhile, has learned that there's a mole within the First Order, and that the broadcast from the Emperor is legit, and that Kylo Ren has joined forces with him. So then Rey, Poe, Finn, BB-8, 3PO, and Chewie go off in search of the planet that the Emperor is on, leading to them finding both new and old allies. We do get some really neat space moments. Now, admittedly, there was a chase before this that was really cool with the Falcon making little leapfrogging through hyperspace, basically. Um, but yeah, everything leads to a massive, I mean massive, space battle, which is happening alongside the final confrontation with Palpatine and his forces. Ups and downs of the movie. It actually feels like a mashup of Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and honestly, in at least most of the right ways. I'll put it that way. Maybe not all, but a good number of the right ways. Oh man, the first, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes or so are very fast paced, and it does become a little jarring when things do slow down. The Emperor's new design looks super creepy. It's like the production designer was trying to find weird technical drawings, and stumbled upon a bunch of stuff from the related to Phyrexia from Magic the Gathering. Also, very cool to see Ian McDiarmid back in general as the Emperor. There were some nice nods to various portions of the old expanded universe, as well as previous movies, and all of these little nods and homages and whatnot actually don't feel forced. Like, okay, this works with the story. The battle and fight scenes are just spectacular, just very well done. Cool. It also puts the last two movies into perspective, and kind of, it doesn't raise my rankings my rankings of them, which at some point we'll get to that. But I do appreciate the two a little bit more. Let's see. Unlike The Last Jedi, the humor in this actually, while yes, there are humorous points there. I mean, hey, J.J. Abrams is notorious for snappy, jokey dialogue. I mean, look at Lost, Alias, so on and so forth. His Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. In this, unlike Last Jedi, which, yeah, Abrams didn't write the script for, so yeah, or even direct. But in this, the humor is tempered, I would say, and tempered just the right amount, so that things we don't get dragged into this, long, humorous sequence that just kind of says, "Hey, you were expecting this. Well, here's this thing that you didn't you had no desire for." I mentioned earlier there are some plot holes, and they're really noticeable. It is, yes, admittedly, it's kind of if you stop and think about things for a moment, like, wait a minute, and yeah, they're more potential plot holes because, yeah, there's some speculation already, but the movie doesn't answer the questions, so, yeah. The Knights of Ren look cool and all, but they don't do much of anything that's, like, uniquely important. Well, everything that they do could easily be done by other characters or other generic bad guys. Honestly, they seriously needed to be introduced no later than Last Jedi, and I mean, like, early on they should have been a huge part of that story, but yeah. There's some moments that are clearly designed to have an emotional impact, but the resolution of all these moments are clearly telegraphed, and it really takes away the impact. So, my overall opinion of the Rise of Skywalker. Like I said, I'm inclined to call it the best of the sequel trilogy. Ties up the Skywalker Saga almost perfectly. I think it could have been tied up in a better manner, but given, 7 and 8, yeah, it ties it up pretty well. If you like the Star Wars movies, give it a shot. You just might like it. Rating wise, I was really torn on this but in the I had to go. I decided I opted to round up rather than down, so it gets a 3.5 out of 5, or a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's almost a 3.5, but I figured that it deserved just a little extra bit. But yeah, it's just barely a 4. It's a low 4. But I don't want that held against it. It is a low 4, but it's still a 4. Anyway, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long, rock hard, and the Force will be with you. Always.